Hi guys. So today's video is a little bit off the cuff. I don't really have anything prepared per se. I wanted to talk to you about something that's really been bothering me for a few days now. I was going to actually address this a few days ago, but I was so angry about it that I decided that it was probably best not to talk about it then, because this video would have been nothing but effing and blinding, and I'm trying to keep it as family friendly as possible. I follow a very lovely lady called Hafsa on Instagram, and she's wonderful. I don't know her personally, but she's lovely. She responds to messages. She's really inspiring. She's really sweet, and she's doing her best to promote body positivity and things like that. So the other day, I'm scrolling through her story on Instagram, and she shared a message that she got from someone, and I want you to read it and let me know what you think. Yeah, so I read that and my blood started to boil, and I thought, wow, right? Because I've been there. I have been there. I come from a culture where our aunties are ninja level experts on body shaming and fat shaming and color shaming and all the different kinds of judgments that you could possibly throw on a person. So I reached out to her and I asked her actually if I could share that particular post and her story, and I've put a link to her Instagram in the description of this video, so do have a look if you wanna check her out. So I am talking about this with her permission. Her response was incredibly eloquent and very gracious, and I would not have been nearly as nice. This person, whoever wrote it, and it was completely unnecessary and really cruel, and I was really angry, and it bothered me. It bothered me because I've been there. I've struggled with weight most of my life because I'm human, right? I am not a cookie cutter. What a lot of people don't know about me is a few years ago, I was actually part of a multi-level marketing business that promoted fitness programs and products. And I didn't join because I wanted to make money or blah, blah, blah. I joined because I had tried every diet in the book. I've tried every exercise program there is, every gimmick. I even took pills. There was one time in my life that I was a size 8/10, and I honestly almost killed myself to get there. So never again. I joined this company because I thought, hey, if I'm getting paid to work out, maybe I'll actually get there. And in the beginning, I did really, really well. And I was like, flavor of the month for, a few months, and I did really, really good. And then I kind of hit a wall, and I stopped getting the kinds of results that a lot of other people were getting. Not everybody, but a lot of other people. I started to fall out of favor with leadership, and I didn't want to push stuff on people who weren't interested in buying, and long story short, I didn't do very well. And once I stopped wanting to drink the Kool-Aid, I quit. What I've learned since then, because it's taken me a few years to kind of, rebuild my relationship with health and fitness on my own terms. And what I've learned is that good health and fitness and body positivity is not cookie cutter. It's not cookie cutter. You don't have to look like that 1% of people look, like all those Fitspo models on Instagram. You don't have to look like that in order to be healthy and fit. I am not a size 8 or 10. Hell, on a good day, I'm maybe a 12. But you know what? I'm a 14, 16, and I don't really care to say that. There you go. Okay? I also had a baby recently, so I'm, whatever. So I'm not a Fitspo model, but I can run around with my kids. I can mow the lawn. I can go for long walks. I can enjoy life. So why do I have to look a certain way in order to be considered healthy? And this is the mentality that I am so sick of it. I am so sick of the shaming that if you don't look a certain way, you are somehow not worthy, or you are somehow not, you can't possibly be healthy, right? I'm incredibly healthy, okay? But people get all bent out of shape because, I don't have a thigh gap or whatever. So my question to you is, why does it still matter? Why are we still living in an era that everybody has to look cookie cutter in order to be considered worthy or healthy or happy, right? The fact that this person who made this comment seems to think that you can't promote loving yourself unless you look a certain way is absolute BS, okay? If you do want to make a change, like if you legitimately want to change how you look, let me tell you a little secret. You actually have to love yourself in order to be able to do that effectively. Because if you don't love yourself, You are never going to change. You are going to be miserable and torture yourself. And it's only once you accept who you are and where you are that you can start making the kinds of changes that you might want to make, right? You have to be kind to yourself. I've been on the other end of the spectrum where I've hated every single thing about my existence. And, I pushed and I tortured myself and I didn't eat. And, yeah, I looked a certain way and I looked really great and the pictures at my wedding looked fantastic. But the minute I started eating real food again and being happy, it all came back. And you know what? I'm happy. I'm much happier being happy than I am not being happy, if that makes sense. So this is really what I want to talk about today, that, good health is not cookie cutter. You don't have to look a certain way. If you can engage in your day and you can engage with your kids or your friends and you can go out and enjoy yourself, why can't you be happy with who you are? And if you're the kind of person who feels the need to comment on what somebody else looks like, stop and shut up. You have absolutely no right to do that. Because the minute you do that, it says way more about you than it will ever say about the person that you are shaming or commenting on. And besides, you're generalizing. Just because a certain person looks a certain way you don't know anything about their backstory or their history. And that's really what I wanted to say today. Comments like that need to stop. And what I really hate is that people seem to think that just because you're on the internet or you're sending a typed out message, it somehow is okay. It's less painful than delivering it in person. Just stop it. Before you say anything or write anything or post anything, that you have to say, no offense, but anything that comes after the but negates everything that came before it. And that's a good rule to remember your entire life. The minute you say but in a sentence, you negate everything that came before the but. So, stop making judgments about people. Stop commenting on people's appearance. Worry more about your own life, and we'll all live happily ever after. And whoever you are and whatever you're going through, let me tell you right now, you don't have to contort yourself into tiny little boxes in order to fit into your own life. You already fit in your life because it's your life, all right? You have to start loving who you are right now and the way you are right now. That is the only way to get through this life, because there's enough haters out there. You don't need to do that to yourself. So I don't know if this video is coherent or if it's eloquent. I left a lot out that I wanted to talk about, but I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes. Happy Canada Day weekend. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend.